Welcome to our poetry film. This film exists because the European Poetry Festival, which was to take place in the flesh, has been cancelled. Instead, we are not to make a digital reading, but a film. This film will celebrate the poetry of three brilliant Swedish poets: Sabotage, Jonas Gren, and Ida Borghiel. We are here in a traditionally poetic setting, taking in nature, reflecting on the skills of these three long-distance friends. They were to come to London to collaborate, to make new things. Instead, we find their skeletons showing through. The first of the three poets that will be in this film is Åsa Berg. I know Åsa very well. We once wrote a questionnaire. She once placed my coat on my face. These steps are cold. Åsa holds gelatinous bodies and lashes them forward in an on form. She pushes organisms of gas through grey regions. Åsa is a good sour wind that tears through the white hair. She is familiar with vinegar. Åsa has discarded bird shells, and though they boil, are not fragile. And I see, oh, there's someone coming. No, I can keep the mask on. It's normal now. Åsa hauls myself as I've hauled myself, my dragging structure along the river's muddy furrow, sloppily. But we are here to celebrate her and her work, and we are so happy she could contribute to this beautiful film. I would like to thank Pia Lundberg before I get on with it and introduce Åsa Berg. Thank you.
This is a threat. We are the woman trap. We are the hostess animal, hooked up to slop-fleshed parasites, such as lazy men and manipulative fuck addicts and spoiled morons who act like pets. But the body is caught in a vicious circle. The women's movement rears toward a spiraling fever pitch. To speak plainly about our invulnerable vulnerability, we have always been good at a very complicated kind of love. There is a female freedom, found inside a feeling you don't know exists. Our inner machines are fine-tuned into a frozen gaze. We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us always. Det här är ett hot. Vi är kvinnofällan. Vi är värdinnedjuret uppkopplad mot slappköttade parasiter såsom lata män och manipulativa knullviljor och slappköttade parasiter och bortskämt omedvetna sällskapsjon. Men kroppen har en ond cirkel, kvinnorörelsen en stegrande spiral. I klarspråk om den osårbara sårbarheten. Vi har alltid varit bra på mycket komplicerad kärlek. Det finns en kvinnlig frihet. Platser i känslan du inte vet finns. Maskinerna i oss finkalibrerade till fruset fokus. We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us always. Battlefield molluscoids, giant elephants, the smoke from war stallions, patterns from chest supports and diaphragms pressed in the skin, shivering thighs that tighten, inner muscles sunk into seat. The weight scale's hard horse throws ring out, red trickles behind in front of the eyelid. And it's night in njutånger. When the mud slowly dries on the tabletop and on the woman's smeared body, golem cracks and the intestinal parasite unfolds and reaches the stage Penthesilea difficilis, the blinding, shady and unseen terminator, who would never, repeat, never, cut off her right breast to make it easier to carry arms. I want to be a bird. Birds are never free. They are in complete control. It is a horse and it says no. But the human says, won't you? If you're an animal here, you're either alive or dead. Either healthy and hearty or a bullet in your forehead. Civilization means to love fiercely. Den är en häst och den säger nej. Men människan säger vill ha dig. Om man är djur här så antingen lever man eller är död. Frisk och kry eller en kula i pannan. Civilisation är att älska hårt. Nya E4 mellan Njutånger och Hudiksvall innan trafiken släpps på. En kall planetplattform Futurum genom skogen. Trafikreglerna gäller inte än och höger blåser in från vänster. Ännu plana yta, dimensionerna har inte väckts. Kommer senare att rullas ut när fortfarande fordon drar upp fartvindens försvinnarbanor av jetstrålad hastighet. Åkdonen ilande av ansiktslösa spöken. Tungt mörklagda vehiklar formar svarta smitvägar av asfalt in mot jordens hjärta. Vågor av osynligt hopp, en forsande flod av snabbhet. Långt fjärran, utanför det endorfina rummet, motormännens bröl. Fyrhjuling absorberar kosmisk vidsträckthet. En glänsande rymdslända kastar förbi rusande skuggbilder längs hårt uppsugande underlag. Då samvetsångesten oavbrutet tilltar utvecklas förövarens skoningslöshet till manisk trans som han allt mer fruktar att vakna upp ur. Istället kommer småningom metalltrötthet slå ut, kan materiens sömn göras mänsklig. Friktion mot svalnande förlopp av långsam lavasten. En häst som går och betar in till motorvägen. Högupplöst växtsaft i varma tarmar. Uppblåst svävande längs vandringsvägarna av födosök. Slukande världens vila. Hästen är ett härberge där tiden inuti står stilla. Himlen rödnar framöver i susande lugn. Men hästen är samtidigt en stridsvagn. Vägen ett moln, asfalten mojnar, tiden tilltar. Om hastighet är längtan, bort mot vad?
Jonas, 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 Jonas Gren, poet. Welcome to London. Jonas, thank you so much for taking my invitation to come to London. Wait a minute, let me just check in my pocket here. I have a bio. Jonas Gren, Swedish poet. Jonas, on a railway bridge, planting, recycling, remaking. Lie down. You can lie down here, Jonas. You're at home. We welcome you. You can sink your fingers into the mud as though they were tree roots and spread them out. Jonas, I've brought you here because I wanted to show you the famous nature of England. Here are our rolling hills, and here is the site of the first ever recycling plant in the UK. West London's finest meticular recycler. Jonas, I am very excited to be able to introduce your work to the viewers of this film. Jonas, you are one of the best Swedish poets writing now. We are familiar with Jonas. We are familiar with the earth. We are familiar with Jonas's attempts to do his bit to save it. Those watching who are not Jonas, please peel your eyes, relax, and enjoy.
This is an improvised poem from Sweden, the 16th of November 2020. It didn't get cold that year. The lukewarm winds blew from south like a promise from the future. We walk forwards and understand backwards. We walk into the furnace and understand backwards. We understand how to light the furnace by approaching it forwards. We lean our backs to the furnace, and it's quite nice actually to sit down with a drink and a friend in masks, 4 meters away from one another, just chatting, just being fully birds, not quite human, not humane in the way that we imagine ourselves in a time like this. I had a few friends. I met them before this all happened. Now we talk to the furnace. We sit in one another's house. She sits in her house, I sit in mine, and we look into the furnace, into the fire, with a mask on our eyes. I can breathe lightly because I'm alone, but I can't see anything. That's my freedom. It's so nice to be a bird, said the human. Let me tell me a story, she said, my friend, sitting blindfolded with her mouth wide open, looking into the furnace. Do you want to tell me a story or yourself? I asked. Let me tell me a story, she said. Okay, I said. She sat silent for 7 minutes, and then she said, I'm ready. Now let me hear you tell you a story, she said. And I sat for 10 minutes, silent, telling myself approximately the same story, I guess. And then the wind came. This was the first night. Next time, I will tell you about the second. The second night she turned into a werewolf. Not quite a werewolf was her name. My friend's name was Wolf. My friend's name wasn't really the question. The question was, would we ever see each other again? Because she was long gone. Because we were quite distanced from each other. The furnace was put out. No fire anymore. Cold in the room. Cold in my heart. Cold in the little glow worm's center. And I tried. She tried. They all tried their best. They were wearing masks. They were heading straight forward. They were nice. They had such wonderful prospects. A lot of people bringing in all the stuff they needed. Some people bringing out all the stuff that was used. Now we just had to shift stuff from the stuff place to the less stuffy place, to stuff it up, all of it, and just relax because we were there now. We had reached the center of promises. We had reached the immaterial future. It was just us, the birds, the masks, and a set of antimicrobial fluids that I didn't want to put in my eyes. I didn't want to put it in anyone's eyes. We had the best eyes. You will see that our eyes were the best. They are magnificent eyes. They are wonderful. You will see that our magnificent eyes will see all the truth that is in the future, for now on to eternity, said my friend. She wasn't a werewolf. She wasn't aware. She was a wolf. Part 3. It came to an end. It came to an end. It came to this. We walk between the mall and the forest. We walk on slippery leaves, smelling of molten grass. It came to an end. Someone put us underneath. Something put you underneath. Something is far-reaching above. Something is putting a pressure. Something is out there. It came to an end. It came to an end. All of it glowing, like the exploding center of a glowworm, like a tree shedding its leaves, not because of lack of warmth, but lack of friends, like a tree blindfolded, not because it didn't want to see, but because we didn't want it to see what we were wearing. We had such difficulty clothing appropriately in the ever-forming, self-regulating, massive end.
Well, hello. What can the poet Sabotage? We all know Ida Borgel or Ida Borgel. We are familiar with Ida by cemetery wall or walking down, sabotaging. What? What can a poet sabotage but themselves? Who can sabotage less than a poet? Who Sabotage's poets, but readers and other poets, mudclots. I should jump over a wall at this point, maybe hide. At some point I'm going to have to turn this balaclava to sabotage my eyes. Whose film should I sabotage? We are familiar with Ida Borgel. There's a tree. No, we're not filming there. These are columns. This is a cemetery. That's incidental. What is the real sabotage of living? What is the quickest way to sabotage nothing? Let me just turn. Has it been turned? If I turn so that my ear is free, maybe I can sabotage listening. I don't think the camera person will want me to turn. I'll turn. I can see about the same. My sight is pre-sabotaged. The quickest way to sabotage nothing is to have no skills. For what is less powerful than a poet? The quickest way to have less skills is to be from a rich country. I'm a dustman. Is this a delusion? What is the perfect, powerful way to sabotage a poem? Be deluded. A few notes on Ida Borgel. A half-litre bag of soap in a human-sized vessel. A carrot dangling. Oh, this is itching my face. Let me just take a breath. Can I see at this point? It's been sabotaged. Should I be more literal? There are lots of workers around, although, do we call them that? They wouldn't be interested in the poem, in my film. A carrot dangling, an unpleasant runner, an uncaring choke. Was it caring? Did I sabotage your breathing? A bitter heart, a bitter mask. A sabotage is a terrible accident, a self-fire, a grief out of a mind. Ida, they'd say, but Ida, I'll get you in the end. How to sabotage a phrase. My eyes hurt. If I turn, what is the significance of this mask in England different than sabotage? Intervention. How to sabotage, I'll get you in the end. The answer in the end, Ida, what business is it of yours? The lion says, you wouldn't know me if you saw me, and sabotages your expectation. The monkey cleans for a living. And the breath sabotages the mouth by stinking. I need to get this hood off now.
I will read a short excerpt from this book of poetry. It's called Skåne Radio, Radio Scania. It was published in 2006, so the news in it are rather old. And I will do an instant translation, just so you know. Hi, Scania buddy. Hi, Scania girly. Monday today, ±0 outside. The sky is grey. It's quite windy, but here in our little studio, the walls are thick
and there's a smell of fresh coffee and sugar pretzels. Who is on the line? Hello? Hello? Hi. There's 20% who don't live in the cities and 80 who does. How many live in Stockholm? 700,000-800,000. And where do they come from, if I may ask? Sit there and no, sit there on their arse in the subway. We down here and in the entire country, the whole capital, the final mass. I mean, I don't understand that they get to sit there and decide. It says clearly in the opinion that the majority in the country, that the citizens in Sweden are entirely against them, those who rule. So there is no democracy in this country. The politicians should sit with rubber hats instead of doctors' hats, since they have robbed the pensioners. So that's how it is. That's how it looks. No, but I would like to greet some chaps out there. May I greet them? Hi, I don't think it smells that bad with crispy bacon. Meatballs without pork meat become so terribly dry and stupid they fall apart. Yeah, you need to have some kind of glue. Otherwise, everything becomes a pancake. Hi, 25,000 will come, 25% through a smoke curtain from war and other traumatic oppression experiences to barrack and work and be established in the ordinary order, live on subsidy additions and Hi, I'm in the majority in my own life. I put my vote on myself. Hi, don't come here with a will of a better life at the cost of the pensioners. I haven't been standing selling coffee at the warehouse in 35 years to pay for your weekday excursions. No. Now they are converting the whole robber gang and their children in the children subsidy age compared to the will to convert among the pensioners and without being able to prove who or what they are. Yeah, that's when you get sober and about mood swings and taking bags and employment seekers in all categories, empty gazes that have nothing to say, that don't have anything left over for anyone. I can walk as an angel through all of them. I can walk as dead or living. Hi. Tell them about Swedes and chewing tobacco and brandy. Tell them that I can build railroads all the way to hell. Don't tell me to stand as a cow in TV and say it's nice to come home and sit down in the sofa and read a book.
Farewell. For in every hello there is a goodbye. What have we learned in our shared city, somewhere in the north, in the winter, in the middle of the sea, perhaps? Swedish poetry. We have seen the work that the city does, that the poetry will give to those who are watching it move and be spoken and written. We must pass our thanks on to the talents of Berg, Gren, Borchel, for they now sit in the grand company of Swedish literary luminaries, no less than Johansson, Anderson, Carlson, Nielsen, Eriksson, Larsson, Olsen, Persson, Svensson, Gustafsson, Pettersson, Jonsson, Jensen, Hansen, Bengtsson, Carlson, et al. We hope you too move. Go away now.